going on, guys, and welcome back to our Surviving Java series. I was just there in the box, I was waiting for a timer to sort of count down, so to show you exactly what I've done so far at this trial spawner area. Now, I've not fully tested it. There is a issue that I am encountering, which I didn't foresee being an issue, and that is the breezes. Because they're able to open and close trapdoors with their projectiles, it's sort of making walkways on one of the sections. So I've actually dug out two more. So you've got this entire section. What I've been doing is digging down 7 layers, setting up a whole bunch of dispensers with TNT in, and then lining the walls with obsidian so it doesn't make a ridiculous big mess, and then just getting rid of all of the land that way. And then we've got the same sort of setup as we've got just over there with the different spawners on the different platforms, and then we've got the exact same thing over here, but because some of the spawners are higher up, I've just got a staircase that goes up to activate them, and then I've got little wall pieces on the side of the walkway so that way I can dodge any projectiles should they be ones that shoot projectiles. And then I've also got a lip just around the bottom of the area, which apparently I need to light up, because the spiders that some of these are spawning were just climbing up the walls, which obviously we also don't want to happen. So let's drink an Omnus bottle and just see if we're able to get something to work the way I want it to work. So these two were perfectly fine. Like, just getting these guys to walk off the edge is easy enough. Right, guys. So while they're dying, we can also activate this guy. Do one of these. Come on. Just need like line of sight to the actual spawner, and then they'll start spawning. Whoa, they got some range on them. Oh yeah, I also forgot on the Omnus ones you have these stupid potion things that fall from the sky. Oh, that one was an arrow. The only bad thing is that if they've got the blasting potion effect on them, when they die, they're going to start taking out chunks of the magma blocks. So I may have to think of a way of preventing that from being an issue. Like, I don't know if you've got the blasting potion effect on you. Oh, this the oozing one. So we're going to get slime spawning if they're infected by them. Maybe if we have like waterlogged halves that, or like a layer of water that the mobs are standing in. Okay, so them two spawns are done. If the blasting effect that the mobs give after they've died will like be prevented from taking out massive chunks of the actual thing. Okay, so what we got? Well, I didn't notice. Yeah. So we've got invisible spiders coming up there, which is not cool. But yeah, that is an issue. I'm not too sure how to combat that though. Also, the breezes are an issue. Going to be something I'm going to have to think about. Ouch. And then let's see how this last one works. Like, that one was mainly spiders, which by the way is just like the suckiest mobs I have to deal with. One of these is silverfish, which should be fine. This one is strays. And then I do believe that one is also strays. Hello. Ow. So I also think I need to extend the walkway so I can activate that one. Or something. Let me grab some blocks in order to get this second thing done. Let's grab you. So it was this one. I think we need to wait for some of these to finish doing their spawning stuff. Ow, ow, ow. What did I just get poisoned by? Oh. Stupid burst effect. This stupid wind charged. I need to find a way of like combating that. Okay, we've got a key from that one. Normal key from when I was running it earlier. What one are you? So I've not opened up any of these yet. This is the good key one. We just see if we manage to grab anything decent. Yeah. What are we gonna get? Okay, arrows, emerald, iron. So nothing fantastic really. Thank you. There was another one of them chests somewhere in a wall around there. But yeah, that portal being lit, never saw that one come in. Debris is not too sure how to combat their problems. Please don't tell me I put the chest on right. Okay. Okay, that's just garbage in that one. Got a key and a minecart for some reason in this one. We've got fire over here. So I'm not gonna lie, quite a few teething processes. But nevertheless, it's something that we're working on. Okay, you're dead. What was you? I don't even know what even spawned in that one. Are you the good one? You are the good one. Let's see what we get. Plate, charge, diamonds, arrows. Nothing crazy good. Some more plates though, which is fine, and a bunch of other random goodies. But yeah, definitely not what we're going to be working on today. Although it's taken me a lot longer to sort of teething process all of that, so we'll probably make some cuts in that video section. What we are going to be working on is the last project that got pulled from our project board, and that was the upside down weld. So I've got an idea of what it is I want to do, and it's going to be an area that will obviously needs a little bit sort of TLC, because it's an area that I've neglected to do anything with ever since, well, ever since before we set up the piglin bartering hall, to be honest with you. It's been that freaking long. Okay, I need like a random empty shulker somewhere. Thank you. You could be loot stuff. Do something like one of these, and then you are building box. You can go into there, and I need to top up my redstone box. But yeah, it's an area that we've not actually worked on, so what I'm going to do is sort out my pockets a little bit, and then I will meet you over there once I'm sorted and ready to start working on it. Alright, so the area that I was thinking of working in for this, forgot about that. The area that I wanted to work in is the end portal room, because this area has been neglected. I don't think we've done anything here whatsoever to decorate on the other side in here. Like the last things that I done, like all of this setup is from when we was doing the obsidian farming. So all of this can go, like all of this is eggs to regenerate the obsidian platform. And then we've got a chunk loader that's right down at the bottom that we can get rid of. So sometimes you end up going through that portal down there, and you end up having to come up a water elevator, which is yeah, over here. So all of this can go because we're not using chunk loader here anymore. Yeah, so all of this can go, and what I was thinking is doing the sort of upside down well project as a part of our new end portal room. So have this as like a wormhole thing that's in the sky, and the rest of this can be sort of fog effect floor, but massive. So we are going to be digging out a very large area around this portal, and have the sky have like a fog effect floor underneath here, so then it fades off looking like a sky in the distance, and then have grass and maybe some sort of, what is it, dinner boned mobs that's walking around along the grass like above you as you come through the portal. So it's like a completely upside down world as you jump through the sort of wormhole, is my picturing of it. Whether or not it turns out to be anything remotely like that is another question, but we will see how we do. What I'm going to do is actually jump into time lapse, because it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of work digging this area out and tidying up all of this. This is from our wither and what is it, the Wither and Ender Dragon fight when we done that for, I think it was a fireworks night last year or the year before. But yeah, all of this stuff can be put away. Oh my god, we've got so much random junk. All of this can be thrown into my system. And no, I'm not stealing it from other people because I was the one who put it all here. So yeah, let me tidy up all of this stuff. And then we can sort of dig the area completely out. I need to work out exactly how big I want it to be. I want it to be pretty big, and I want it to be circular, which is going to be a nightmare to dig out because digging out circles is always a nightmare. But nevertheless, let's jump into the time lapse of me digging it all out and trying to figure out the fog effect floor. Once I've got the fog effect flog, no, not flog. Once I figured out the fog effect floor and got that in place, I'll bring you back to then decide what I want to do with the rest, like the walls and stuff. So yeah, catch you back in a fair little bit. Alright, so second a fair, well actually it's night time, let me sleep this night away, otherwise bad things are going to start spawning. Now, it's taken a long time and I don't really know where I'm going with it, to be honest with you. Like, the fog effect floor with the sort of clouds, I like it. I wasn't too sure what to do with the walls, but then I was sort of looking off into the distance, and obviously where you've got the chunk borders, it sort of like fades away and it just goes from like blue to white. So I was thinking sort of replicating that. We went with dark blue at the bottom layers and then 3 layers of light blue glass with white glass in between the layers to do the clouds. And then we got the white, which is like the fog effect going off into the distance. And then we're going to be doing a big floor of terracotta and moss. And that is because obviously we can't get the grass to be the right way round if we try to use grass blocks. So we're going to be doing sort of a lawn strip type deal thing. So we're going to be doing strips of the green terracotta and strips of the moss to give the sort of like lines of a like freshly mowed lawn sort of thing. It's the only way that I could think of. So it was either that or use just moss blocks. And I didn't really like the idea of just using moss blocks because it doesn't really add a lot of variation or textures. So I'm going to do this and just see how it comes out looking. And then, so let me just do a few more lines of this and then we can see how it's going to look. Okay, we can actually just run along now with these rather than crouching. It took so much longer as well, not to dig it out, but the fact that it's a circle, doing the edges of a circle when you're digging is just, it takes so much longer than if you was just digging out a big square, because you have to, it takes like a good 4 or 5 seconds longer per each little corner section, and yeah, it's just proper grindy as hell. So let's go down here, just see how that looks. That doesn't look too bad. We can well, we can try to put some lighting in. Like, I've made sure we've got lighting, a massive big strip lighting going all the way down the side, so the area wasn't dark. But I guess we can try to do some lighting. But the thing about it is that usually lighting a lawn effect, sort of lawn green type thing, we would usually cover it with moss carpets. But obviously moss carpets you can't put upside down, so whether or not I can figure something out in order to sort of cover this up, we will see. So let me finish filling this out, and once I have, then we can sort of try to figure out if it's going to be too dark underneath or not, and whether or not how we're going to combat that before we move on to the next stage of adding some details to the inside. Okay, so it's not actually looking too bad. There's a few sections where obviously it is a little bit dark, and whilst I was placing these blocks I was sort of thinking how I could light it up. So what I was thinking is using azalea leaves. We can put some azalea leaves in place of some of the moss, and then have lighting above the azalea leaves just to lighten up that sort of floor. And then what I want to do as well, what I'm thinking of doing is doing an upside down an upside down house coming out from one of these walls, which will then sort of lead over to here, and then on the insert of the wall we can actually have our nether portal that leads to the nether tunnel. And then we want some trees coming up the sides, being obviously upside down as well. It's very confusing as well. It's like very disorientating trying to work on something that's meant to sort of be upside down, which is very out of my wheelhouse. But yeah, this is like all the layers of glass that we've had to place. Oh god, it's probably like the 9th or 10th fog effect floor I've done on this server now. We may actually have to put some light in the cloud sections in a few of the layers, just to lighten it up a little bit, because all of the light at the bottom, if you're, oh sorry, let me get back into that free cam. Oh my god, buttons please. As you can see, we've got these sort of big dark sections. I guess I could do like a ring of sea lanterns along the floor, because we've got these light spots, but then I imagine that we're still going to have like a dark ring coming across here. So yeah, maybe putting some light sources in each of the clouds just to lighten up the actual floor. So let me give that a go just to see if that actually does the trick, and whether or not it looks out of place or not, because obviously it's going to be a solid block inside of it, which actually it doesn't have to be a solid block, does it? We can use sea lanterns again. So yeah, let's just see how one of these looks first of all. Say we want it in this layer here. We do that, and then do that, and then do that. How are we looking there? Not bad actually. Maybe if we like lower it, but let me try that in each of the clouds and see if that lightens it up. It's definitely brightened it up a fair bit, but not massively. It's still got little dark spots here and there, so I'll see what I can do about that. Not too sure without adding more clouds in the dark areas, but I think it sort of just blends nicely with the actual sort of fog effect floor anyway. Like, just because there's dark spots there, we're not going to have issues of things spawning down here anyway. So the next part of the challenge is going to be trying to build upside down trees, but in order to do that I kind of need a way out. And I didn't really think about that. So can I grab, say, you, because I'm going to have to grab leaves as well, but it is night time, so I'm going to quickly sleep this night away and see if we could do some landing shenanigans. Have I got a silk touch on me? Yes, we do. Okay. We go, say, like so. Like so. Boom. Happy days. And then we can go and grab a bunch of these jungle leaves. Luckily we are in a jungle, it means that they're going to be super green when we place them. But I am going to need a load of them to sort of blend in the ground around the edges before building the sort of upside down house. So So rather than you having to go through the tedious process of harvesting these and painstakingly make trees around the sugar thing, I will sort of just jump into a time lapse of me placing it all, and once I've got something decent in place that I'm moderately happy with, like this as well, out of my comfort zone to say the least, I'll bring you back after the time lapse. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Alright, so we've got some trees in place. Half of the time-lapse footage sort of got corrupted as I was editing it, so we've only managed to get like half of the trees in the time-lapse footage. But I have managed to get quite a lot of them done, and I've got the hidden line in the sort of lawn effect floor as well. And I've dotted some of the bushes around the edges. Now we want to sort of make a platform that we're going to be building a little sort of hut thing coming out of. And I think I want to do it out of the, I don't know if I want to do it actually out of the base of this tree, or like we have to have it in this vicinity, so maybe coming out where that bush is, we can actually remove that bush and actually have our little building come out of there. I am going to need like a whole bunch of building blocks, so we're going to grab our wood box, you, and where did I put you? This wood, and then we're going to want some of the moss box as well, just to make a temporary platform to build off of. Have I got any more? Yes I do. I knew that I brought a bunch with me. So yeah, like the portal itself is just there, and so if we have the portal say in the wall up there, it won't be far off the Y and Z axis. They'll dislodge where it comes out in the nether, because obviously I don't want to have to redo that entire nether tunnel. I've got more than enough nether tunnels that still need doing, let alone having to redo them, just because I wanted the portal over here to be slightly different orientation. So the idea is, like, after I've got a building in place, obviously building going to be built upside down as per the upside down world sort of restrictions we've got, and then I'm going to have like a glass sort of corridor coming off of it, like clear glass, not stained in any colours in any way, coming off directly down to the centre, and then have a clear glass tube coming up from the centre, so that way it's not going to be dangerous getting in and out of the nether portal. Guys, you are really going to have to sort of do one. So you want to get rid of all of these leaves. And then we can have, say, let's go for a jungle-esque sort of build, considering that we are in a jungle, and, well, to be honest with you, that's the sort of theme that I've just ran with without really paying much attention. So, say 2, 3, 4, and then that is what, 1 over from that. Maybe we want to take that 1 further. Yeah, that should be fine. And then grab you. So will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be here. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we can have you come down. We want a little bit taller, don't we? Then it could join onto this sort of big tree stump here. And then, oh god, it's going to be so freaking difficult trying to get this done. So we're going to have the portal here. And then what we are going to also have to do, so if we get rid of these, we can keep the top one in place there. So portal's going to be in this wall here, and then on the outside, this side here, we're going to have just a normal setup, so that way people can still set their spawn point, and we've got some chests with, say, some carved pumpkins and stuff in, just in case people forget them before they head into the end. because obviously we still want it to be a decent respawn point. We don't want it to be just for looks. We need some sort of functionality with it, which means we're going to have normal beds here. But in order to do that, we are going to want to actually grab, say, this side of the portal is going to be the normal way around, like the right way orientation rather than upside down. Inside here we're going to have like a fake bed coming like down there. We can't really put chests here, can we? So maybe like a little table and maybe some chairs or something. But yeah, nevertheless, this is the sort of concept I'm going with. And then once I've got the glass and stuff in place, I also want to get some mobs and dinner bone them in little glass panes to keep them upside down. But I'm going to do all of that in between cuts because it's going to take quite a while to get everything done and dusted and in place, and this video is already running way too long. So yeah, this is going to be probably the last jump cut that I do, and then I'll just show you what the finished end product is, because it's going to be really tedious trying to get this building done in a way that I think will look good. So yeah, catch you back in a bit. Alright, so fast forward around about 2 hours of tinkering around with this stupid freaking build, and I've got it to a degree where I'm okay with it, but I'm not overly thrilled. Ideally it should have been like a lot larger, but time restraints are just going to have to do with what we've got. So as soon as you sort of come through the portal, I've linked it up now, and now we're looking at an upside down house. So we've got the bed up there in the top left, we've got a little desk with table up there on the top right, got the front door which is just there, and then obviously we need a way out, so I've just created a sort of indent staircase. But just behind here we've got a bunch of beds out of chests, normal chests. I do need to fill these with carved pumpkins. And then when we come out of here, you can see the menagerie of upside down creatures. So I'm not too sure how long the parrots are going to stay around. I did get 4 of them. So you got 1 over there, and then you got 2 there. I don't know where the 4th one is. Like, I'm fairly sure they're going to finally like fly through the end portal. And I also figured out that chickens do not stay in a 1x1 of glass panes. They sort of just float down to the bottom. So we've now got an upside down chicken just sort of coasting the skyline anyway. Do apologise for that, but I decided to drive through my bedroom. So I've just done a glass walkway as well that leads to it. Now initially I did attempt to do a glass tube coming up and out from the portal, but I wasn't overly happy with the way that it was looking. And if you want to have a sort of view of the little house that we've got, so we've gone with like the mud bricks, the jungle logs and some mangrove roofing just for a bit of like proper colour. And then we've got the glass walkway that comes out. So all in all, it doesn't look too bad. It's definitely very upside down welded, which is exactly what our project required. Whether this end portal room is going to remain like this, I don't know. The outside looks like absolute trash, so I'm going to have to do something about covering that up as well, because I'm not overly happy with the way it looks. But yeah, we've definitely got an upside down world. I'll see what the others say once they like come and use the end portal, whether or not they're confused or happy about it. I honestly don't know. I may end up changing this sometime in the future, but for now I'm definitely calling that sort of project done on this. What we can do before ending today's episode off on is obviously go and spin the wheel and pray for something a little bit different in terms of project. Yeah, God knows. I'm also going to have to come here and also tidy up all of my stuff as well, but what I will do is leave the majority of that there and just grab all of our ender chest shulkers, just so I've got them at hand in case I need them. And I am missing a shulker. I don't know what shulker though. Is it you? Yeah, it's you. Rockets. Okay, so I definitely need to take you with me. And then I'm also going to have to, once I've cleared out all of this stuff, I'm going to have to patch in this little hole over here. Because obviously this is a room that's obviously not going to be in use any longer. Just fly up there. Obviously, that's not going to be an issue because the bed spawn points are going to be up here. So worst things worse, if you do die and you need to go back to the end, you just spawn back up here in this room or wherever you last slept. You won't actually spawn down there and get stuck down there. I've also got a bunch of shulkers here that I need to go through. This is all stuff that was in the end portal room beforehand, so yeah, something that we're going to have to do, but let's head on back to our base and spin that wheel to see what our next project is going to be. I'm not sure if I've even added new projects on there since the update. All I do know is that if any of the farm projects come up, obviously we can take a different approach to them with the fact that we've got the crafting block now. So we are missing a spot there, so let's just grab, say, not the whole stack. Can I just grab one? Do that, and then let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. There we go. It's got 2 randomizer on either side of it as well. But yeah, nevertheless, let's see what we land on. And we're on number 8, so it's going to be 1 at this last line. There's a few, 2 zoo projects, ancient city project, rabbit's foot farm, exploding fireworks, that's the negative modifier, the cookies farm, and then another ancient city. Oh yeah, and the skulk farm, I do believe. So any one of them. And nothing's going to be terrible, and it's been a while since we tackled a zoo project, so we'll see if it lands on one of them. If it does, it means that we're then going to have to fly over to the main zoo building in order to grab whatever mob. I think we also need to add the new mobs, don't we? The armadillo, all of the wolf variants, and was there any others? Oh, the 2 new hostiles. You've got the bog and the breeze. So we're on 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't actually the sculpt farm. You know what? That is not a terrible one. Like, I've got some ideas. I don't think the crafter's going to come into play. Where is my food gone as well? So I seriously completely run out of food and forgot to refill it. Let's grab some golden carrots. Yeah, so Skulk Farm's going to be the next project that we take on in this series, which is pretty cool because we have actually got a Skulk Farm, but we've got a Skulk Vein and Skulk Sensor farm over here, just a mini one, which is perfectly fine for its use. Like, we do get a whole bunch of the sensors and Skulk Veins and stuff from this should we need them, but we want one for doing the Skulk Blocks. So yeah, it's going to be interesting trying to set that up, and we're going to have to look at the mechanics to see exactly how that works. But nevertheless, hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, and hopefully I will catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.